A study just completed says that 46% of bogan backwards EV hating Australians would switch to an EV if given the choice. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. My name's Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you from Bangkok in Thailand. For those of you not from Australia, and there's a lot of you, I want you to know one thing. Australians, and a lot of them, hate electric cars. A lot of them don't. But a lot of Australians hate change. They can't stand it. They're very emotionally challenged. They're very challenged by anything that's different to their Aussie beliefs. If it's not a meat pie, then I wouldn't eat it. If it's sushi, I wouldn't touch it. If it's raw fish, it's crazy. There's a lot of Australians like that. There's a lot that are not, but there's a lot that are. In America, you call them rednecks. In Australia, we call them bogans. Mostly, I think they're just people who I feel have limited intellect. They're a little bit lacking when it comes to the IQ side of things. And therefore, they find change very difficult to deal with. Electric cars represent change. Renewable energy represents change. Therefore, the media, they love to play on this. They play on this like nothing else. Australians are scared of electric cars. Electric cars will ruin the weekend. Electric cars cause range anxiety. You'll get stranded. They play on this kind of thing all the time. But in fact, nowhere near as many Australians are against EVs as what you might have believed. A new survey commissioned by Novated Lease Australia has found that while the price of EVs is a purchase barrier for 84% of Australians, 46% would consider switching to an EV in an arrangement with their employer. Now, if 84% of Australians have an issue with the price of EVs, well, that's all going to change very soon. There are a number, in fact, a large number of electric cars that will come to the Australian car market within the next 6 to 24 months, which will bring down the price of electric cars enormously. However, these findings that 46%, regardless of the current price of EVs, would switch are very interesting. And this comes from a survey of an independent panel of 1,000 Australians across different age groups and different wealth levels as well. Similar proportions of Australians across each demographic were deterred by the current cost of EVs. Older Australians were slightly more cost conscious. 88% of over 51s compared with 82% of under 51s believed electric vehicles were too pricey for them. That's probably largely a lot coming down to awareness. A lot of people just don't have the awareness that there are more affordably priced EVs out there. The Driven.io reported that a novated lease agreement allows an employee to lease a car through a salary sacrifice arrangement where the cost of the car is paid for through their pre-tax pay. A lot of Australians do this, very common. Their salary sacrifice can not only cover repayments of the car itself, but also fuel, servicing, insurance, and other running costs. At the end of the lease term, employees can choose to pay the balance and own the car outright or upgrade the car. According to the National Automotive Leasing and Salary Packaging Association, novated leases are used in 1 in 10 new car sales annually. In other words, 10% of all new car sales in Australia are novated leases. That's a pretty large percentage. Younger Australians are more likely to switch to an electric vehicle under a novated lease agreement to reduce costs. More than half, or 60%, of under 30s said they would, compared with 32% of over 51s. This is one of the things that I think is going to drive EV adoption. Simply, people getting older. Younger generations perceive Tesla as a positive. A lot of younger generations think that Tesla is the brand that they most love. Or, if they don't love Tesla, they certainly think EVs are the future. They don't want to buy some old Nokia 3310, some old BlackBerry, they don't want that. They think, why would I do that when I can get a new smartphone? Doesn't add up, right? Our research highlights that novated leases are on the rise this year, said Sean McGowan, founder and managing director of Novated Lease Australia. electric vehicle prices still have a ways to go to drop to a level that competes with petrol cars in Australia. Yet an increasing proportion of the public and business sector are becoming more carbon conscious, and I think more conscious of actual running costs and things as well. How much better an EV is to own, the resale value of their car. They go on. Conscious of this price barrier, state and federal governments are financially incentivizing organizations and motorists to switch to an EV. Perhaps now is the time for organizations that are sustainably minded to add novated lease agreements for electric vehicles into their decarbonisation strategies. At the same time, I do anticipate prices to come down as electric vehicle production increases and increased competition from electric vehicle manufacturers entering the Australian market will push prices down. However, increased infrastructure for charging stations will also be key to driving Australians to make the switch. Now, is that infrastructure being installed now? It is, absolutely. There's infrastructure going in all over Australia. It's hard to put it all together. There's so many different news articles for so many different charges going in so many different places, but it is happening. State and federal governments across Australia have made recent efforts to reduce EV costs at the lower price range, including introducing the electric car discount bill in November last year, which removes fringe benefits tax on batteries, hydrogen fuel cell or plug-in electric vehicles valued at under $85,000. Now, I used a subsidy here in Melbourne, Victoria. In fact, I think it was about $3,000 or $4,000 to get my BYD Atto 3 at a cheaper price. The New South Wales government is also offering a $3,000 rebate for new electric cars and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles worth under $68,750. Now, the fact that you can do a novated lease and save an additional amount of money, not just here in Australia, but also in the United States, in my opinion, will be a big driver of electric vehicle adoption this year. So will costs. Costs of EVs, many countries around the world have come down. One of those reasons is that, 40% of electric cars sold worldwide. One of those reasons is that around 30% of electric cars sold worldwide are a Tesla. Around 20% or just over are a BYD. And both of those companies have reduced the prices of their EVs or made them more available. Now, add to that a bunch of Chinese electric car manufacturers like MG and a number of others that are bringing their EVs to market within the next 12 months. And you've got a perfect storm for electric vehicle adoption. If 86% of buyers have an issue with the price, well, those issues will go away pretty soon. I see electric car adoption in Australia, well, I see it following the trend of Europe. It's going to take a while to get there, but it will happen. There's no point in resisting change. Just accept it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.